Good morning, hikers and campers. We stayed down at the tent area that was just over that way from the shelter. I don't think anybody stayed in the shelter. It's pretty mouse and rat infested, not the cleanest. So, got about 11-mile day, shorter day. Gonna go look out. I've got a package there and do a little resupply and take a shower. So, should be there fairly easy. Got a pretty good climb coming up, over 1,000-footer, and then we'll see what the tread looks like. There were a bunch of deer earlier playing here, and they had a bunch of babies, and they were fun to watch yesterday afternoon. And earlier this morning, they keep running from this house over here to here, stopping all the traffic. Wildlife. Some nice little campsites right over here. And it looks like we've got a nice little bridge right here going up and over. And there's our shot of the river this morning with the sun. Pretty nice, good looking water. Water in this section is going to be off the trails a ways, so I'm going to try and carry most of my water so I don't have to do a quarter mile or back and forth to get waters. I figure the energy I'm going to exert carrying it and the time savings is worth it. But looks like we got a little creek here to cross, keep our feet dry while we record. Just two guys at the tent site last night, set list, and a guy that's just hiking for 4 or 5 days out here, just about to the top of this mountain. And I come to Hawk Mountain North Lookout, and that's that way. The trail goes this way. The REI guy down at camp, he's doing like 5 days, 4 days hiking. He is part of a group that comes out here at Hawk Mountain. And he said the way the mountain lies, the hawks use it as a migration path. And they count the hawks. And he's part of that group. So it's pretty cool. Look at these guys. I don't know if you can see them. There's one down there. Some kind of weird looking bug. I just want to take time out and say, well done, trail. Look at this tread. It's nice, not rocky. Getting some nice flowers. Finally kind of on the topish of the ridge up here on the mountain, and it sure is a nice place. It's not all rocky and hard to go across. Now I've got more of that to go. There's a nice little campsite there. Actually, looks like the trail turns and goes that way. Those trees say don't go there, and there's your white blaze up there. Always having to pay attention, but yeah, good campsites on top of this mountain. Just dry. You'd have to pack your water up. Look at that, somebody already left wood for you. And just like that, the trail god said, let there be rocks. More rocks. This isn't too bad though. Sometimes the white blazes in this area are very sparse and hard to find, and you really have to look, because you get to an area like this and you can kind of tell the trail goes there, but sometimes you just can't tell. Hey, there's a little chipmunk over there. Squirrel. And then the rocks just get bigger. So what you learn is you just kind of go to the tops of them a lot of times, and it makes it a little bit easier. But there's a lot of rocks up there, and we're on the right trail. And then there were bigger rocks, and the blazes are on the rocks because the rocks are so big. You can hear them kind of moving as I stand around here. Big rocks. And the rocks are really big here, and it looks like we go down, evidently down this way. So we're gonna put the camera up and go down. So just got down from there and fixing to continue on here. And I got to thinking, you know, a while ago I was at Cabela's thinking, do I really need to have new trekking poles? And the answer is definitely yes. Those ones that I had wouldn't have made it through today, probably. $130, best investment for not hurting yourself. I did kind of overstretch and got a little bit of a sore right there where I over twisted the ankle, but it's not sprained or anything, and it's working its way out, so hopefully we will be good to go. And it looks like we've got better rocks up ahead. Sitting here taking a break, and this deer has gained interest in me. Hopefully she didn't come over and want to start a fight or something. I see you. Yeah, getting me a snack here. doing some tortillas and some creation chickens. And then I got my deer friend right there. How cool is that? Hey, you have to go now. You don't need to get used to us. No, no. Yeah. That's a deer. That's interesting. I'm wondering if she has a baby around here. Down there at the shelter, there were 4 or 5 babies with a couple of mamas. I think she's going to head out now. She's had enough of me. Here at the Allentown shelter, I'm going to take a second lunch. Kind of divide my lunch up into halves so I keep my energy level more sustainable. And we'll go do that. I got plenty of water, so I don't need to go down and find the water source. I think it's still quite a bit of a hike from here. Little chipmunks all around here. Let's check out this shelter here. Last few ones have been smaller, and I think I've avoided those, but this one looks pretty nice. And there's nobody here, so I think I'm gonna sit right there and eat. And they said this is a little bit of a newer one, and so it does look pretty nice and new. All right, let's sit down and get us some lunch. Just had some trail magic there. I passed a through hiker named Spokes and his wife Linda. They're just out doing trail magic. Got some hot dogs, changed it out to a new Gatorade here, and got me an orange. That was very good. They had a good place for us to wash our hands. Everybody's coming out with little tiny ticks, so I'm gonna do a really good tick search tonight. I don't see any yet, but get to that hostel in 2 miles. I'm gonna do a really good shower and look for ticks tonight because I do not want to get Lyme disease. Oh, 2 sagas. The first half of this trail, the earlier this morning all the way up to almost that trail magic, was just brutal, very slow going. And now it's just been beautiful actually since the shelter right before the trail magic, and it's gonna be nice all the way to the hostel up here. And Spokes was telling me that be ready for hard go tomorrow because you go up to an exposed rock formation and a lot of boulder climbing and such. So sounds like tomorrow's gonna be a pretty rough day of hiking. It looks flattish, but we're actually up here on a ridge right now, up top of the mountain. And so I think we stay on that for quite a few more miles tomorrow and then come down into a gap where I'll get picked up by a lady to go to another hostel, and that's going to help out where I can get cleaned up, check for ticks, do things like that, and be a little bougie. I've earned this. This is not an easy trail. This is nice though right here. This is just gorgeous hiking. If it was all like this, everybody would do it. Okay, let's get to Outlook Hostel and see if we get our package. I'm here at the Lookout Hostel. We'll see how this goes. This is the Lookout Hostel, and there's the living room downstairs. My bed's down there, basically in the basement. Got this beautiful view up here, and a hammock. Isn't this gorgeous? So this is inside the hostel. Got a nice living, dining area. They got a nice kitchen with a really good resupply. Got cards, you fill out what you want. We can cook pizzas and stuff like that and pancakes in the morning.